Hi Annie, how are you doing
Hello.
today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. So today we're just going to go over a report of findings. So we're going to go over all of your exams and x-rays that we did last week, as well as go through a management plan and some goals of care that I have for you. So I wanted to start off by talking about chiropractic. A lot of people go to chiropractor for back pain, but chiropractic care is a lot greater than that. So we try to improve the function of your overall health and your nervous system. And we do that by adjusting the spine, and what we're adjusting is subluxations. So this is your spine, and we have all of these vertebrae in our spine, and all of these joints between each vertebra. And so when there's misalignment, there can be inflammation in that joint, and that puts tension on all these nerves that come out of your spine. And your spine also houses your spinal cord, which is your nervous system. And it sends, all of these nerves go to all the tissues in your body, so it sends information to your body, as well as your body sending information from your environment back up to your brain. So when there's a subluxation in a joint, then it puts tension on the nerve, and it kind of messes with that transmission of information. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So with chiropractic, we adjust the spine and help relieve some of that inflammation and get your nerves functioning optimally, so all the information going to your brain and from your brain to your body is clear. Does that make all sense? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you came into me last week, you said you had some elbow pain, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that was made worse when you did some push-ups or tricep extensions.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go look at your x-rays. So this is your left elbow and then your right elbow, and they look good. So I can show you what normal looks like, and you can see that it looks pretty similar. There's good joint spaces in there. There's no fractures, there's no growths or anything that's causing the pain. So that's good. So I wanted to look more at the soft tissues and see what's going on there. So we did a lot of those, remember a lot of those extension tests, and a lot of those recreated that pain in your elbow. So I'm looking more towards the tendons, your tricep tendon, and specifically because that's right where you're feeling that pain is right on that tricep tendon. So I'm thinking there's some inflammation in there, and anything that you do as far as exercise kind of recreates that and causes more pain. So we're going to work on that, but I also want to work on your spinal health as far as adjusting and getting rid of all the subluxation. So I want to look at, we also took x-rays of the rest of your spine. So we're going to look at, here's your cervical spine. So if you see back in this spine, it has a nice curve like that in your spine. Yours is a little bit more straight, and it's not normal, but it's average. A lot of people nowadays kind of have that kind of anterior head. So through chiropractic, we're going to work to get that motion back, and we'll also give you some at-home exercises that you can do to help restore that natural curve. So I think I have what a normal one looks like. Yeah, here's a normal x-ray with those, that nice curve in the spine. So we also can correlate these x-ray findings with your postural findings. When I had you stand, I just kind of looked at your neutral posture. You kind of had some anterior head carriage, which correlates with that kind of straighter spine. So I'll go into some home care later that you can do to help restore that curve. So I also, during the exam, had you lay down on the table, remember, and I was like kind of feeling for just kind of getting a general idea of what your spine is like. And there was some really tender spots. Remember, it was like right in your mid back. So I'm looking there for some subluxations that we can correct. So that's right, if you come back to the spine model, is right where the curve transitions from going that way to the opposite direction. Like right in here, you were experiencing a lot of pain. And that right in this area of the spine, it sends off all the nerves that go to your arm. So that could be another cause for some pain that you're experiencing in your elbows. So as far as that goes, as far as your exams and x-rays go, do you have any questions?
No, I think that's good.
Okay, great. So we're going to move on to your management plan. I'd like to see you about 2 or 3 times a week for probably about 8 weeks, and then we'll have you come back in and do a reeval after 8 weeks, and we'll do some more of those tests and just see where your pain is at and your function. You're not in a crazy lot of pain, so we don't need to reeval quite as often, but if we can decrease that pain from like a 3 out of 10 maybe to like a 1 or 2 out of 10 in the next 8 weeks, I think that would be good. But I'll get into that a little bit more when I go over your goals for care. So it's really important that you stick to this management plan because you said you've been experiencing this pain for like over a year now, so it's going to take some time and some process to get that healed up. But I really believe that with this we can get you back to the gym and doing all the push-ups you want and getting those guns. So we're also going to incorporate the Erconia laser in your care plan, and that's I don't have one with me, but it's just a little cold laser that we will use directly on those tendons, and it will help decrease inflammation and increase some tissue healing. So we'll do that about 5 minutes on each elbow when you come in every appointment. So like I was talking about, it's your goals for Carrie. We want to decrease that elbow pain from a 3 to 4 out of 10 to maybe like a 1 or 2 out of 10. And then we also want you to be able to like get through your yoga without any pain, and any, so we'll have you get through, I'd like to see you without pain when you come out of your yoga class, even if it means like putting less stress. So the exercises in yoga, like the positions that you're in that kind of recreate that pain. So I want you to kind of back off of those for a little bit right now, and then we can slowly add those back in.
Okay. So
as far as home care, you're doing, or just general like plan management on your own, you're doing a great job with like your diet and exercise, like keep up with your fruit and vegetable intake, that's amazing, as well as your water intake, you're hitting all the marks on that, so that looks good. I want you to continue with your yoga and other like low impact exercises that you like to do, and then just avoid any exercises that flare up your pain, so just avoid push-ups for now and any other like tricep extension that kind of flares up that elbow pain.
Cool.
As well as rest, and you can use like heat maybe on your elbows if you feel the need. And some active care stretches I want you to do at home is going to be I gave you those exercises last week, but just to like reinforce that, you're going to do like some wrist stretches, so you can do them standing or kneeling, and just stretch that muscle right up in there.
Cool.
And that will help relieve some of the tension on your triceps as well.
Awesome.
So I think that's everything. I gave you all those exercises. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think that's good.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank
Amy. It was
you.
good to see you.
Thanks.